There it goes. And we're live.
And we're live.
Estamos vivos. Do you know Spanish?
A little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah, I do my thing or whatever. Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Spiritual Agility with your girl, Maya G. And
Victor Jr., your brother with an open heart.
So today we're going to be talking about procrastination. And why is procrastination so detrimental to your progress in life, to your growth, and all that other good stuff. So what are your challenges with procrastination, Vic?
I think my challenges with procrastination is I try to take on too many projects at one time.
Oh, you have that multitasking type of thing, the octopus.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I'll be doing one thing and then I'll say, oh, wait, remember this? Like, oh, squirrel.
And now, studies are showing that the human attention span is somewhere around 20 seconds.
Damn, what were you saying?
Seconds. Right, exactly. Just like that. 20 seconds. So basically, in 20 seconds, your mind can go into something else because this was not entertaining enough or this was not stimulating enough. So even with YouTube, you could go on YouTube to watch one video and then end up like completely on the other end of things, So the way I manage my procrastination, which I used to be really bad with it, is that I do the things that I hate first. So before my day is over, I will make a list of everything I need to do. And it's not really in any kind of particular order, but I'll write down everything that I want to get done. And then the next day when I come in, I'll attack the things that I don't want to do, like take care of my taxes or, and emails. I don't check email till probably mid-morning, almost a little bit after lunch. Because you'll go into one email, and while you're trying to attend to that situation, you go into another email, and then before you know it, then you fall onto Instagram, checking something that got posted, and then
it's like the scrolling syndrome on Facebook where people just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Or looking for movies on like Netflix or Hulu or something. They're like, no. And I hear that people take forever looking for something.
And also, I think that procrastination also has to do with feeling like you're not good enough. Because if you value yourself and you value your time, you're not going to be wasting it with doing absolutely nothing or doing things that are not even relevant to your journey, to your mission. What I've also found about procrastination for myself is that when a body is not moving, it tends to get lazy. So that's why I try to train early in the day so that I can give myself that shoot of dopamine and kind of get it going. Because if you don't create that habit to where you have yourself always in motion, the body tends to be lazy and procrastination will kick your butt. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. That's 100 right there. It's keeping that action going, staying in action. Even if it's just a little action step forward to that goal or dream, then you'll put that into motion, not emotion.
Right. And like what did we say? The body hates what's that?
Fear hates movement.
Fear hates movement. So you gotta keep moving, keep staying, keep staying active. Same thing with procrastination. Procrastination hate doing the thing that it hates most first. So you do that first, then you're like, oh man, I got this done. I really didn't feel like it. Boom. Let's get to the next thing. So that's really like in a nutshell what I can say about procrastination. It's something that we all suffer from. We all procrastinate on one thing or another. So if you find yourself getting stuck where you're not motivated to do anything, you just want to just lay there and do nothing, I'll do it tomorrow or I'll do it next week. Remember, tomorrow is not promised, so get to it.
Yep, that's the thing. And we're not going to take anything with us when we go. So if you want to either leave your legacy, you got to complete that legacy.
And that's moving one chip at a time.
That's right. So what would be like your advice? So I take on, my ADD too. So I take on so much crap and I'm jumping. So you mentioned a list. So how did you create that list? And then you said that you put the stuff that you don't like to do first.
Well, especially having to do with business. Like for instance, people assume because I work out, I love working out. I do love working out probably more than average people do, but I don't always feel like doing it. There's some days that I wake up and I'm like, oh God, I don't feel like training and it's only Wednesday. And I know that I have to train. I don't have to train, but I have disciplined myself to train to Thursday or to Friday, depending what workout regimen I'm on. So if I train that morning, there's a higher probability that everything on that list, or at least most of the things on that list, are going to get done. Because I'm doing something that I really don't feel like doing on that day. I'm breaking that psyche. I'm literally, sometimes I'll be laying in bed, I'm not going to train right now. I don't feel like it. And then my body will get up and I'll start getting dressed. And it's like, I'll catch myself like, did I just get up? Because it's like, discipline is everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So with that list, because I figured that if it's in writing, it's a commitment on my part. And I hate breaking promises to myself or others, right? Yep. Especially if I can help it. So I figured if I do the contract in writing, first thing I come in the morning, that contract is sitting right there and I have to look at it. Like I have notebooks, like every 3 months I have a new composition notebook and it's just pages of me writing, do this, do that, call this, follow up with that, check on this. It's like lists after lists. And not everything can go on a list. Some things have to go on a reminder. I suck at paying bills on time. So I auto set them up so they can pay themselves. It's a struggle. It's a real struggle.
And so from what you're saying and from my own experience as well, I feel like procrastination actually leads to other downfalls as well, because if you wake up one morning and you say, oh, I don't feel like going to the gym today, and then you don't, then there's the next day you're going to feel even less excited. Has that happened to you?
Absolutely. Because not only now I feel guilty for not training, the next day I feel like a complete loser. Like, dude, like people follow you. People are saying, hey, Maya, you're doing such a great job and you're a liar. Like it's really that extreme. So for me, I know that I don't train on the weekend. I might go ride my bike. I might go for a run or something like that. But training on the weekend is just not something that I really do. I know that I have 2 days a week that I don't have to train. The other 4 to 5, I'm committed to train on those days. So if I don't train on those days, unless I'm hurting muscle or, I had an, emergency, it really messes with me, So I just do it. And then once I do that, it also helps to attack my list. Another thing that I do that also help with procrastination is my morning affirmations. With morning affirmations, it's something that you said for yourself, I am, and then you finish that sentence. I am great. I am creative. I am abundant, and those kind of stimulates that positive side of your brain. And it also helps you from procrastination, because if you are great, then you get things done. You finish things off.
Yeah. It sounds like what you're saying too, is that there's so many other layers that follow that. And it's like, you feel guilty, then you don't feel like you're living up to what you present yourself to be
my
in
personal
life.
Standards.
So
and it's I'm violating my values.
Yes.
That
makes sense.
You have to have values for yourself, and if you have no values, you will attract people with no values, and your life will be very, very, very difficult and uneventful. So once you have set of values for yourself and you set yourself at a standard, look, I'm not perfect. I'm trying like everybody else. I'm just, I'm just committed to consistency.
What about starting off? So like when you first started, do you feel like the procrastination was levering over your head more than what it does now?
Yeah, well, before I was, before I started my own personal spiritual journey, I think that I was spending a lot of time in that old mentality. It's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. So I think that's also a form of procrastination. Why you haven't lost weight? Oh, I had a baby. When did you have the baby? 3 years ago. Seriously? Oh, I don't have time to work out. Okay, I work. Okay, so does like 90% of the world. So what's the excuse? I think that procrastination has to do with the story that we keep telling ourselves. That's one. Once I started really focusing on, healing the negative side of my brain, then I knew that I had to take some action towards it. Not to say that I don't procrastinate on certain things, I still do, but it's just I'm minimizing it. So if it was 100, now it's more like 30, and my goal by next year is to make it like a 10, And one of the best advice I ever heard from a client. This client came into my business and he was like, I need to get done this, da 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 da. And then I said, okay, it's gonna be XYZ price. And he's like, okay, so he reached out into his wallet and he's about to pay. And then his friend's like, you don't want to shop around? And he's like, no, I like her price. I'm gonna go ahead and do it now because I know if I don't do it now, it'll be another 2 weeks until I can get to it. Mm-hmm. And when he said that, I was just like, wow, that's like, whoa, that's mind blowing. Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna shop around, and then I'm gonna put it to the side, not get to it for weeks. And then when I do get to it, now I got all these other changes. She gave me a price. I'm happy with the price. I'm gonna go with it. So sometimes just taking action right now is the best way to kind of alleviate procrastination.
Yeah, it's taking that quick action. There's books out there like 5-second rule or even the 3-second rule or whatever that you could take, because if you don't make a decision right now, then you're not going to make it later.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of the speaker. Her last name is Robin.
Yeah,
the 5-second rule.
Yeah, 5-second rule.
Oh, what's her name? What post it so you guys can see it? But it's literally
Mel Robbins.
Mel Robbins. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And she she was on her butt when she came up with that rule, and it's like changed her life. And this lady's a multi-millionaire. You could look her up. Mel Robbins, amazing story.
Yeah, she is.
But she, it's literally like, okay, give yourself 5 seconds, literally 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, get up, go do it. You were thinking about making this phone call to say I'm sorry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, you're on the phone, you're making that call. And that's literally changed her life. And the 5-second rule worked for me when I used to have a temper problem. And I used to make excuses about my temper and say that, I got that from my dad and whatever. And
or you made me mad.
Right. It's your fault. You made me mad. I made myself mad.
You allowed.
So now what I do is when I get upset, I just count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it works. Yeah. It really I just count on my fingers, and it really works. So I think that when it comes to procrastination, definitely that's a good tip. Mel Robbins, you can take a look at her. She has a book. I can't remember the title right now. We'll post it below.
5-second rule.
Is it? That was called?
The 5-second rule. Yeah. What I started to do in the mornings was, because I'm not a morning person. Mm-hmm. I'm not. What I started to do was, as soon as I opened my eyes, and it took a while to keep that practice going, was, okay, I'm grateful for being awake. I'm grateful for breathing. And let's get up and let's get going. Let's get up and let's get going. There's plenty of times, like the other day when I went to bed at 3 a.m. because I was on a conference this whole week. And I was like, no, I have to get up like 3 hours later. So I was like, damn, the alarm's ringing, stretching, and I'm like, no, I could just reschedule. I've been waiting a whole month for this appointment and thinking about rescheduling because I just said, no, get up and go.
There's no way. We're not
grateful.
Doing this.
Yeah, not going to do this. And there's procrastination in all forms. Like there's procrastination for yourself, for your spirituality, for business, for friendships. I'm going to call mom. And, you don't end up doing it because we get all caught up. What do you do when you first wake up? When you open your eyes, what's the first thing?
First thing I do when I wake up is meditate before I do anything.
No, but if you're in bed and you open your eyes, what do you tell yourself? Is there something that you tell yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I do a quick prayer when I wake up. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for another day. Thank you for, I have a beautiful life. Thank you for everything. Thank you for, a roof over my head. Thank you for the business that I have. Thank you for great people, great supporters that I have. I do about 10, 15 thank yous. And then after that, I meditate laying down. I don't get up and do this whole sitting. I don't do none of that. I do meditate laying down. And then I have like guided meditations that I do. Mm-hmm. For different things, depending what I want to achieve for that day. And what I will say is that the guided meditation or affirmations, they do help. and they start training your brain how to think.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, I hate to say this, and please don't be, offended. A lot of us don't know how to think.
We don't. We think too much. We overthink. And when we overthink, we take too much time overthinking and nothing gets done. That's been a lot of stuff in my life.
Absolutely. And a lot of us suffer from that. I'm not sure, I'm still trying to figure out if it's genetics, if it has to do with ethnicity, if it has to do with the way we were brought up. It could be a combination of all of that. If it has to do with generational situation. But most of us don't know how to think. So I make a concerted effort every morning when I wake up to do now on Saturdays and Sundays. Now, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Saturdays, Sundays, it's not much of affirmations going on. You get a basic prayer from me on Saturday and Sunday. But
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
Don't be mad.
But my higher self, God knows my heart, and
That's
I
right.
try to do my best. But yeah, on the weekends, it's really a day off. But Monday to Friday, man, oh my God, I'm on it. I am on it. Hardcore.
On it and own it.
Yes.
That's
yes.
good. On it and own it. Maya
Yes.
G.
Wow. Today was good. So what else you got for them before we bounce?
What I was thinking a lot, I've been thinking about this the last few days, was actually a list. So it's funny that, because we didn't talk about this at all.
No, we did not.
And when you mentioned that, I was like, okay, that's confirmation.
Confirmation
Confirmation
yes,
for me.
Sure.
And so, it makes sense. And I'm with my ADD, of course, I'm all over the place. And that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Don't even listen to Victor. I didn't even know Victor was ADD. I thought he was super organized. Because I'm like, man, this guy's, he's on it. So no. There's we're not going to listen to that. He's just hyperactive to get things done.
Yeah, because I've procrastinated too long in my life.
Now you're trying to catch up?
I'm trying to catch up.
You're doing a great job. You on my tail. This man's keeping me on the things that we need to get done.
My question to you is, because you have a successful business. Now, before that, if you did allow procrastination to get in your way, it would have taken you longer, do you think?
I think that it's taking me longer to get to where I should be. If I had to be completely honest, I think 3 years of the 6 has been me trying to figure out how to get out of my own way. If that makes sense. And that's me being completely transparent at this point. I don't, it doesn't matter to me. Hopefully this message can resonate with somebody. I think that I spent a lot of time, in my head, holding myself up to the point that now it's more like, nah, ain't nobody in your way. You in your way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You making excuses. So that's why, if I forget to do something or it's not my best, I don't make excuses. That's me. That's what I
hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, very much so. So I think that procrastination has ate up a lot of my life. Fear. Because that subconscious, retraining that little thing and changing the paradigm is hard work.
Do you think procrastination could be a result of fear?
So for sure. It's definitely a result of fear because, again, a lot of us grew up with that mental from our peers or our parents that we're not good enough. So instead of us going to find out if we are, we procrastinate so we can kind of like make it make sense in our own mind.
Yes.
But no, I think that definitely most of procrastination, whether you procrastinate by getting muddy, procrastinating on getting closer to God, procrastinating on working on your relationship or working on your body, it's all of an emotion of the feeling you're not good enough.
Yes, that's true. And that's what stopped me a lot in my life because I was raised with not that much money. Growing up, not having what other kids had. And I see that a lot now where people follow more people, just even in social media. Oh, they got the car, the house, and this, which we found out a lot about was fake later. But, because they want that. And the thing is what we tell ourselves.
Right. For sure.
And we believe it. And then that stops us. And then we procrastinate in our life and it keeps us from moving forward. So you're right. Nobody's in our way. We're in our own way. I've been in my own way.
Nobody's in my way. At this point, if I procrastinate on anything, which like I said, I'm not perfect. I call the shots on myself. I hold myself accountable. Like Maya, you knew this had to get done. So now I'll skip sleep. I'll skip fun. I'll skip whatever just to get it done, because that little thing in my head is gonna be like, you should have done it. You had to do it. So I just don't want to deal with it. So I just get it done.
Or later on in 5 years, you're going to be like, I should have did it then. Everybody's probably felt that way. I should have did it back then. I should have did this. Or if I would have did this. But why aren't you doing it now then? It's never too late. There's people in their 60s and 70s now just
starting out businesses at 60s.
Yep.
Well, I think KFC started out in his 60s, probably a little later. And I think he went bankrupt somewhere like 7 or 10 times bankrupt. Yeah. And still kept going. And now, even though I don't eat the stuff, but it's one of the, biggest brand out there, so at the end of the day, procrastination is only going to kill you. It can't do nothing for you.
And when we fail, it seems like, for myself, it seemed like when I would fail, I would allow myself to procrastinate more because I was afraid of that failure again. And I think reaching above that within yourself and saying, oh, wow, you know what? I failed, because we're going to fail 97% of the time anyways, with everything. And instead of giving up on that, we got to say, okay, that didn't work. So let's readjust.
Yeah, for sure.
I think COVID has proven that a lot to everybody, because now people are working from home. They had to readjust. Companies have to readjust their restructure and the way they do things. And I feel like I have to do that in my own life. Just restructure the way I do things so that things end up right.
Yes, for sure.
That's good.
Yeah. So guys, there you have it. Procrastination is a real problem. It can lead to a lot of other things, delays, depression, that feeling of not being good enough. So when you find yourself, procrastinating, try this little tip that we're giving you today. Try writing down the things that you need to get done. Highlight the ones that you don't want to do and try to get to those first at the beginning of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Be sure to share it, follow us, subscribe. And until next time, it's your girl Maya G and
Victor Jr.
All right, guys, you've been watching Spiritual
Agility.
All right.
Bye.